So one Sunday morning in kids ministry, I was about to do a lesson on healing, and in this lesson I was going to quickly explain that God could heal and teach them through the 5-step Vineyard healing model and then do something practical. So the children were all sitting in front of me, and I just asked the question, has anyone ever prayed for someone and seen Jesus come and heal them? And this one child put his hand up. Now, he hadn't been to our church before, so I had that feeling of, what is he going to say if I ask him? But anyway, went for it, and this kid put his hand up and he said, yes, last week I hurt my ankle, and Tom here beside me, he prayed for my ankle and it got better, and Tom told me that Jesus did it, and if I came to church that you would tell me who Jesus was. So another week we had a kid who came in and he was really struggling with worship. He was standing at the edge, and I went and spoke to him and said, well, do you know, why aren't you worshipping this morning? What's the problem? And he's a kid that's been coming from a housing estate nearby and not really maybe so sure about church. And he said, well, I can't worship anyway because I've really hurt my hip when I was rugby tackled, so I can't jump around and dance or anything. So I said, well, that's okay, we'll pray for you at the end. So he came across, doesn't know Jesus, this kid, he's just come into church with the family, and so every kid laid hands on him and prayed that God would heal him, and suddenly he leapt off his chair and started shouting that there was fire in his hip and running around the room and asking what it was, and we were just able to simply say that was Jesus. 2 weeks later, the family that bring this child to church are able to tell him about Jesus on the way to church, and he gives his life to God. And you know, that's why we want to do Holy Spirit ministry in our kids' rooms, not because it makes an exciting story, not because it gives us a fun morning, but because actually the kids in our churches need to grow up understanding that they cannot do life without Jesus and without the Holy Spirit.